Buckle up, gang. This one's going to be a bit of a long one. Today, we are building a huge walkthrough enclosure for two species. This is going to be for the Japanese macaque and the red-crowned crane. So we want lots of area for both species to enjoy. To get started, I mapped out a winding pathway from the deer enclosure to the amphibian house, and then fenced in that entire area to make my life a little bit easier later, as there are two more enclosures going in after this. To finish it up, I used the null barrier on the outer wall. There's going to be some water in this enclosure, so I created some raised bridges that flowed with the curves of the original path. Now to briefly make this look like the surface of the moon, and add in small craters and water and cover the entire area in dirt. Both of these animals live in the high mountains of Japan, so there needs to be more mountains to make it look realistic. The houses going in today are this cute little house and a dugout cave and lots of climbing platforms for the monkeys. I personally love it when I'm inside of an exhibit and an animal runs right over my head. For the cave, I just used the terrain tool to construct a little dome and then filled it in with hay. Now we can't forget about the cranes, so this little wooden house with some bamboo privacy slats should do nicely. Next, it is time to add back in some greenery and some snow, before filling the path in with sand and placing coolers where they're most needed. As for the decor, there's this really gorgeous pre-made rock formation with a cherry blossom tree on top that I'm gonna add some monkeys to. It did take just a bit of adjusting to get all the plants in their perfect little homes, and I think it looks pretty good. As for the little ponds, I didn't want to just leave them bare, and this pink flowering moss was definitely calling my name. I made sure each puddle had a decent amount before adding in more bamboo around the edges. After that, it was just about adjusting the terrain paint until both species were happy, and then filling the enclosures with more food and enrichment items, like this foraging platform that we actually used in the flamingo enclosure. Now that everyone is fed and happy, I think we're done. Stay tuned to learn more about both of these really cool species.